All right, here we go. It is the Football and Freedom Show. I'm your host, Longhorn, and of course, we are brought to you by the Rebelution Network. If you have not found, followed, liked, shared the Rebelution Network, you are doing it wrong. We do things differently around here. We talk freely, openly, and we do not care whose panties get into a wad while we're doing it. When you follow and subscribe to the Rebelution Network, you get a variety of shows. You, of course, get this one, the Football and Freedom Show. You also get the I Mean It Show with Bo Cephas. You get FGH, the Football Glory Hole, where you get all of your betting needs met during the football season. And, of course, you get the Bastards of Babylon. Just released that inaugural podcast last week. And coming up soon, we have booked and cannot wait to interview a quote unquote tranny. Not sure if we're allowed to say that. It's one of the questions we're definitely going to ask our guest is, can you say tranny? And if you can't, if that's offensive, why is it offensive? That and much more coming up on the Bastards of Babylon show. So you definitely need to subscribe and follow the Rebelution Network so you can get all of that greatness. Now, here today on the Football Freedom Show, we're going to continue our breakdown of the NFL draft and the draft classes of each division. And today we're going to do the AFC East. AFC East. And let's start with Miami since they're pulled up on my screen already. And to be quite honest, this is how you do a draft when you have traded all your picks away for players that are already in the NFL. Of course, they had the Tyreek Hill trade. They had 4 picks overall, and 2 of them were in the 7th round. So their first pick in this draft was 3rd round, late 3rd round, Channing Tittle, linebacker from Georgia. 4th round, Eric Ezukanma. Telling you, these names are getting out of fucking control around the NFL. It's an epidemic of names. I miss Smith, Jones, and Johnson personally, but Ezukanma. That's can't wait for the long line of Ezukanmas to come along into the NFL. It's going to be great. He's a wide receiver from Texas Tech. Cameron Good, one of their 7th rounders, a outside linebacker from California. And Skylar Thompson, quarterback, Kansas State, who likely will not make the team, will not make any team ever, probably in his entire career. And that wraps it up. That is very simple, very easy. Maybe Channing Tindall can fight for a roster spot and push for some rotation role in that second line of defense for them. But honestly, they did all their work in the offseason. So they probably got drunk all draft weekend, just like us. Let's move on to the next team on the list. Let's go to Buffalo, one of the Super Bowl favorites. And look, they did what you do. When you're in their position, they're picking, obviously, at the very back end of every single draft. Nice, solid draft. I like what they did from top to bottom. Can't really complain with filling needs and getting value, which is, again, over and over. You keep hearing me say this. Needs and value. Well, let me reverse that. Value and needs. Definitely get the value first, priority, but try to get value with filling your needs. Obviously, they're a Super Bowl contender. They don't have a whole lot of needs, but in the first round, they went Kaiir Elam, cornerback, Florida. I'm not as high on this guy as a lot of people are, but cornerback is definitely a position of need for them. Second round, James Cook, Georgia running back. Love that slot. Love that pick for them. Their running backs suck. So don't be surprised if James Cook is one of those fantasy darlings that gets drafted, much later than an eventual probably week 3 or 4 starter should be. So look out for him to do big things in the NFL. He's immediately their best pass catching running back on the roster. So I look for him to take that starting role and never give it back. Let's finish out the list. 3rd round, Terrell Bernard, Baylor linebacker. Khalil Shakir, Boise State wide receiver, and the punt god in the 6th round, San Diego State. Christian Benford, Villanova cornerback. Thought they only played basketball. Luke Tenuta. Luke Tenuta. All right, Virginia Tech offensive tackle, and Baylor Spector, Clemson inside linebacker. So, again, good value up and down the board. Can't wait to watch Punt God. Can't wait to see him bomb 100-yard punts. And I'm tired of hearing all the bullshit from the people on TV. Like, he doesn't hang it high enough. He doesn't directional it enough. He fucking kicks it 9 million miles in the air. Who cares? I mean, we'll see. But, like, 2 punters went ahead of him, by the way. 2 punters went ahead of the punt god. So we'll see how that goes. Like, when it's snowing and negative 900 degrees in Buffalo, and he bombs one from the back of the end zone to the other side, we'll see if hang time and directional was a big deal then. All right, let's move on to who do we got next? Oh, those Jets. Oh, I forgot to give out grades. Let's give out grades as we're going. Miami, you get a big fat D, not because necessarily you did anything wrong, but you had 4 picks, 2 in the 7th. If you want to factor in the Tyreek Hill, maybe you bump it up to a B. But it's hard. That's a hard one. That's a hard grade to give. Buffalo, let's give them a solid B. Nice, safe single up the middle for them. All right, now the Jets. The Jets had an A. The Jets absolutely had an A draft. When you have 3 first-rounders, it's kind of hard to not have an A, but you'd be surprised. Teams can fuck this up tremendously. 4th overall pick, Ahmad Gardner, Cincinnati cornerback, Sauce Gardner. 2nd first-round pick was Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State. They traded back up into the first round, the end of the first round, and took Jermaine Johnson, Florida State defensive end, who a lot of people thought they might take with their 10th pick overall at the top of the first round. So smashing success already for the Jets. That's 3 instant impact starters just like that. Then 2nd round, Breece Hall, Iowa State running back, my top running back in the draft. That's your 4th instant, immediate starter. 3rd round, Jeremy Ruckert, Ohio State tight end. He's more of an inline tight end. That's a position of weakness for them. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're their 5th pick. This could be, maybe not a day 1 starter for Ruckert, but don't be surprised if he's a starter very quickly in his career. So that's possibly 5 starters. Then we go to the 4th round. Max Mitchell, offensive tackle, Louisiana, developmental tackle. Kind of some insurance for the Mekhi Becton thing they got going on. Well, Mekhi Becton's that 380-pound, 6'9". I mean, you get that big, you've got problems, and those problems are already starting to show their ugly face for that guy. I hope he does come back because he's an absolute mauler. But nice little insurance pickup for them there in the 4th round. And then their last pick of the draft, which was also another 4th rounder, Michael Clemens, defensive end, Texas A&M. Kind of a, that's an insurance play. He's 6'5", 265. So, they run that 3-4 hybrid type defense. So he's going to be an OLB insurance play off of Jermaine Johnson and Carl Lawson, who's coming back from injury. So, great pickup there in the 4th round. That's an eventual starter a year or 2 down the road. For literally every pick they had is either an immediate starter or a possible future starter a year or 2 down the road. So that's an A draft. They're right behind Baltimore for the best class in this draft for me. So good job, Jets. Can't wait to watch the rebuild continue. Which takes us to our this is when it goes. This is the crash and burn, Maverick. Crash and burn. New England. Never know what they're doing over there. You never know what New England's doing in the kitchen. I mean, are they cooking meatloaf? Are they just fucking whacking off and just throwing darts at the draft board, and whoever comes up, comes up. I think they threw a dart with their first overall pick, 29 in the first round, just threw a dart and accidentally hit a third round offensive guard. So they said, fuck it. That's where the dart hit. Let's take him. Cole Strange, Chattanooga guard. Many people had him in the late second to third round range. New England said, fuck that. We're taking him right now because we don't want anybody to snatch him up. They weren't going to, but whatever. Second pick, Tyquan Thornton, Baylor wide receiver. I believe he's the 4-2 guy who's not a very good receiver, so that he'll fit right into New England's garbage wide receiver group. Now, their third and fourth round picks, both cornerbacks, Marcus Jones and Jack Jones out of Houston and Arizona State. Kind of like these picks. Value, size, athleticism, the speed-size combo. Nothing wrong with these picks. These are good, solid, safe picks. Pierre Strong, running back, South Dakota State. Love the player. Don't understand the pick because of the needs. They've got like 8 running backs on their roster just like this. So I don't see a path to start for this guy. I mean, it's just confusing. Very confusing draft. Now, Bailey Zappi, 4th round, Western Kentucky quarterback. Many thought would go in the 5th at the earliest. Most people thought 6th, 7th range. Very small school quarterback. Puts up huge numbers. Kind of a smaller guy. In the 4th round, that's just a reach. It's a reach. Sorry. He'll probably play 10 years in the NFL as a backup spot starter, Gardner Minshew type quarterback. 4th round, I don't know, whatever. All right, now we have 3 6th round picks and 1 7th. Let's blow through them because none of them are going to make the roster. Kevin Harris, South Carolina running back. Sam Roberts, Northwest Missouri State. Northwest Missouri State. All right. Chasen Hines, LSU guard, and Andrew Stubner, Michigan guard. Actually, you watch. One of those 2 guards will end up being like one of their best picks from this draft. Calling it right now. Either Chasen Hines or Andrew Stuber, one of those guards end up being a starter for them in 2 or 3 years. And we'll be like, God, this draft sucked. And then you look down at the bottom, it's like, oh, well, they did get that Pro Bowl guard down there, so I guess that kind of saved it. That's kind of what New England does. They're all over the place. They're throwing darts, and sometimes they hit the bullseye. And speaking of hitting the bullseye, that is exactly what we do here at the Rebelution Network. Again, let me pitch it to you one more time. You got to sign up. We have the interviews of interviews coming up on the Bastards of Babylon show. You've got to spread the word on this. You've got to subscribe and make sure you get everybody you know, because when this drops, it is going to be instant, immediate fucking gold. People, we're interviewing a tranny. I've already done all the prep. I've got a list of questions here. The shit that I have read about her story, not sure what the right pronoun is to use yet for him or her. But what I've read, it's an incredible story. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the questions that we have, the follow-ups, and it's just gonna be a great interview. So spread the word, follow, like, share, make love to the Rebelution Network, where you get all the fantastic shows. So it is time to join the Rebelution. If you come out.